Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. First, I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. I really appreciate your presence and your willingness to be a part of this important conversation about our city's water system and the changes to our water rate structure. This is Let's Talk Water, your bill and our city's future. We know meetings like this are a vital part of how we continue to move forward together as one community. As your mayor, I believe that transparency, communication, and collaboration are key. We want every resident to not only understand the what and why behind these changes, but also to see how your water bill connects to the bigger picture. Maintaining safe and reliable water, improving infrastructure, and ensuring that our system can meet the needs of our city now and the future. Tonight, our goal is pretty much simple. It's to explain the new water rate structure clearly, to share how it impacts you and your household, and most importantly, to listen to your questions, your concerns, and your ideas. This is your city, and your voice matters. I'm proud that Lake City continues to lead with open communication and community engagement. This conversation is a part of how we build trust and we work responsibly with the resources we all share. So again, I thank you for coming out on this evening. I know it's a wet and cold evening, but I think for the ones that are here, we're showing it live stream so everyone can watch it on YouTube or social media. So if they have any questions later, they can always come back to the administration or to city council members and ask. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to our city administrator, our new city administrator, Mr. Malik Whitaker, who will go through the purpose of this meeting and any other remarks he would like to add. We all have an agenda. I do ask everyone to please keep this meeting productive and most importantly, respectfully. We come here together so we can bring this information to you all because we want for everyone to know that we have open communication with our residents, okay? Thank you.
Good evening. This is my first time in your chamber. First of all, thank you very much for choosing me to be your new city administrator. I'm extremely honored, and I'm going to start by reading some prepared remarks. You will find stylistically that I like to communicate and put things into the public record. So I do have copies of my remarks. I know we have members of the news media and the citizens want a copy of my remarks. You're also more than welcome to have them. So thank you for having me. I look forward to the road ahead. And I'm going to read my comments. Because it's the informal nature, I'm going to remain seated if that's okay with everyone. And I think you can hear me. Okay. First of all, I want to thank Mayor Robertson and our city council. We have one of our city council members here tonight. And all of you all for coming out tonight. I know folks are upset, and I understand why. The topic we're here to talk about, water and sewer rate increases, affect everyone in this room and in this community. It affects families, seniors, businesses, and it comes at a tough time. I also want you to know that I'm new to Lake City, and I'm still learning this community. But one thing I know for sure is that people here care deeply about this city and want it to succeed. I respect that. Tonight is about making sure everyone understands why this change is happening, how it works, and what we're doing to fix the bigger problems behind it. The truth is, for too long, Lake City's water and sewer system has not been run like it should be. It's supposed to be what is called an enterprise fund. And when I talk, I'm talking to the young people in the room. You with me, young lady? Meaning the money it brings in should pay for the cost of running the service. But that has not been happening. Instead of bringing in money, it's been costing the city more and more each year. We have been, as people say, kicking the can down the road. Now, I'm from the Midlands. Are y'all from, is that a term that people, okay, kicking the can down the road. Putting off repairs, covering shortfalls with loans or quick fixes, and hoping things will get better on their own, but they haven't. The cost of providing safe, reliable water and sewer services has gone up. Things like pipes, pumps, equipment, treatment chemicals, fuel, and testing all cost more now. What we charge customers hasn't kept up with what it actually costs to provide the service. I'm gonna read that again. What we charge customers have not kept up with what it actually costs to provide the service. I know the timing is difficult, and I do not take that lightly, but we are looking at the situation with eyes wide open. The leadership and financial challenges of the past several years has been exposed, and they make clear the urgency to do what should have been done years ago. That's why these changes are happening now. Not because anyone wants to increase your bill, but because if we don't act now, the system itself is at risk. We can't keep operating a service that loses money and still expect it to work when we need it the most. This is not about punishment, it's about community. Lake City is a community. Every one of us has a part to play in keeping Lake City healthy and functioning. When we invest together in our water and sewer systems, we're investing in our families, our health, and our neighborhoods and the future of our city. These services are the foundation of daily life. When you turn on the faucet, when our schools open, when our businesses run, they only work when the whole community stands behind them. I know the timing is difficult, and I don't take that lightly. We are carefully reviewing and accounting for the decisions made over the past several years so we can understand what worked, what didn't, and how to move forward responsibly. But if we don't fix the financial and operational problems now, they'll only get worse and cost even more down the road. We're not all the way there, but we are moving in that direction. Our goal is that every dollar collected goes back into the system, into maintenance, equipment repairs, and keeping our water and sewer service running the right way. We're rebuilding how we manage our finances step by step, adding stronger oversight, improving accountability, and making sure your money is used wisely and transparently. It's a process and it will take time, but we're doing the hard work now so Lake City can be stronger and more stable in the years ahead. Lake City can't move forward by looking backward. We have to face the problems head on, fix what's broken, and build a system that will last. That's how we stop kicking the can down the road and start building the kind of city our residents deserve. Thank you for being here tonight, for your patience, and for caring enough to be part of the solution. Thank you.
Just want to back up a little bit. I do need to recognize our city councilwoman that is here, or any city council members that are here. And we do have Councilwoman Melissa Askins. Thank you. If you just want to raise your hand if you want to. Okay. And I will, well, we're sitting up here like a panel, so I'm going to just introduce the panel. We do have tonight, you just heard Mr. Malik Whitaker, our city administrator. We have Mr. Brandon Abernathy from South Carolina Rural Water Authority. Thank you for being here. We have Ms. Nikisha Izzard, who is our utility billing manager. We have Jared Brown on the back, who is our senior meter technician. We have Ms. Nicole Werner, who is our city clerk / acting finance director. And we have Mr. Ricky Sims, who is our public works director. And we have, most importantly, our community. Thank you. So we will move forward. Next one is why the change, and that is Mr. Abernathy.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm going to be seated as well, Mayor, if that's okay with you.
Can everyone, you might need to.
Yeah, can everybody hear me? Are we good? Okay. Just a little bit about South Carolina Rural Water. South Carolina Rural Water is an association that are federal contractors paid through the USDA to assist water systems under 10,000. We offer technical assistance from anything maintenance all the way to rates. We do wastewater. We even have people that are funded through DES that will help you do your sanitary survey and make sure you're compliant. All our services are free. We are paid through the federal government or through the state. We are here to assist the system, Lake City, as a public water system in any way we can. I've got a few bullet points here of why water rates, why do water rates and sewer rates change? You know, the city of Lake City is committed to providing safe, reliable drinking water to all its residents. From treatment to delivery, every drop depends on careful maintenance, upgrades, and compliance with state and federal standards. To keep your system strong and dependable, periodic rate adjustments are necessary. Here's just some of the reasons why. Rising costs for electricity, fuel, and treatment chemicals needed to meet health and safety standards. Aging pipes, pumps, tanks require replacement and maintenance to prevent service interruptions. New state and local regulations that requires funding. Inflation is big. We all are hit with inflation all the way across the board, from our groceries to our water to you name it. Everything is going up. Rate adjustments help fund capital improvements and long-term infrastructure upgrades that are definitely needed and have to be done. Maintaining dependable water pressure and service reliability to homes, schools, and businesses. Building financial reserves for emergencies, repairs, and natural disaster recovery. Ensuring all customers share fairly in the cost of maintaining and improving the system. Continuing to provide high-quality water that meets the Safe Drinking Water Act requirements. Supporting long-term sustainability to avoid large rate increases in the future, and that is a big one. If you stay stagnant for too long, it affects your sustainability. We all know that. Lake City's water system is a vital part of the community's health, safety, and economic growth. Your understanding and support help us continue to provide dependable, high-quality service for generations to come.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Any questions as of right now? You just recently did a rate study for us.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you kind of explain, elaborate a little, how that rate study looked according, Lake City versus any other city?
Yes, ma'am. What we do is we basically go in and first of all, we look at the rate structure. You know, how is the rate structured and how are you paying? Then we actually look at the expenditures. It is an enterprise fund. It should be funding itself. If it is a water operation, it should be funding through the water utility. If it is a sewer operation, it should be funded through the sewer operation. So we look at that and we come up with a number because your rates are majority of your revenue. If you don't have that revenue, you can't meet those expenditures that you need to continue to produce water and to collect the wastewater and treat it. So we look at that and then we try to come up with ways to increase the revenue without making the rates too high. We understand, we deal with systems across the state. I'm statewide. I deal with water systems all the way from the upstate all the way down to below Charleston near Savannah. So what we try to do is come up with a plan where that you can become sustainable and that you can produce enough revenue to maybe have some contingency, because you're definitely going to need it. There's going to be a major main break. There's going to be some emergency that takes place, and you have to have funding to pay for that. So we look at all those factors and we come up with what we think are several options. We looked at several options here. We looked at actually going up on the rate, Mayor, as it stands, and just increasing the rate and leaving the structure as it is. The funding needed, we looked at changing the rate structure. In your rate structure, on your minimum cost, on your facility charge, you were given 2,500 gallons of water. That water was being absorbed by the city and given to you in that facility charge. It still costs money to produce. It still costs money to get it to you. It still has to have infrastructure. Then it has to be treated. All that has to be taken care of, but you were getting that 2,500 gallons. So it was deemed by the council to say, instead of increasing rates and compounding the rate, let's look at charging for every drop of water, just so we'll know, and we can baseline our revenue at that point, and we know what revenue we're getting in, and then we can look into the future so that this doesn't happen again.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Okay. Anybody have questions? None? Don't be silent. Next, we'll move forward to understanding your water bill, a breakdown of your bill, and that will be presented by Ms. Izzard and Mr. Brown. Jerry. Probably need the mic. That's fine.
Good afternoon. Oh, I'm gonna do a quick presentation on understanding your water bill and the breakdown of the bill and different assistance that we do offer. The first slide I have is a copy of a water bill. It's hard to see. Okay, by reviewing your bill, on the right-hand side, you will see your previous reading and also your current reading. And it'll also let you know how much gallon you use in that billing cycle. Now, keep in mind that the bill is billed a month in the rear. You get a bill every first of the month, and it's due every 21st of the month by 5 p.m. to avoid any kind of penalties, non-payment fee, or up to disconnection.
Can y'all zoom in, perhaps? You can't zoom in?
Can y'all print some copies right quick too?
We can. The-
You want to,
Jerry, can you turn that one? Oh, there it is.
yes, yeah.
Good job. Thank you.
You see it? Okay, if you look at your
Right click of Joel, so she can point to what she's talking about.
yeah, please. I don't know.
I'm gonna see if I
You got it?
Okay.
Okay,
y'all see that?
you see it?
Yes. Okay.
You can see it, okay. You will see your previous reading, your current reading, and it'll give you the total gallons that you use in that month. This bill right here shows the service date, the service from, and to the service date. Now, keep in mind that if you have a previous balance, that means that you made a payment and you left one bill behind. If you look down, you'll see the billing details, which is previous balance, water, sewer, administration fee, and Coins to Care program. A lot of customer does not know what Coins to Care program, which I'll get into that at the end, and stormwater fee. On your left-hand side, you will also see where you can make your payment online, and you can also call in and do an automated payment. Also, you will see a graph on the bottom on how much water that you use each month. Also at the bottom, you also have a message letting you know to avoid non-payment fee, you have to make that payment before 5 p.m. before the 21st. Keep in mind, if the 21st falls on a weekend, you have the next business day. On the next slide, you will see another bill that does not have a previous balance. So that customer will not receive any late fee and up to disconnection. And that customer is also on draft. You can also sign up with draft on we have draft forms available. And it will avoid you getting any kind of late fee and up to disconnection. The next slide.
I'm sorry, with the draft, is there anything specific they need to understand about draft? Sometimes with some people payments that come in, but do we actually see, does it reflect at that time or does it reflect the next day?
It reflects the next day, the
The next
21st.
day.
And the same as if it falls on the weekend, we'll draft it out the next business day.
So if they make a draft payment, or say if they make
Yes.
a payment online, by their credit card online, say the day of the 21st,
The day of the 21st, we will release those payments at 5. The system will release it at 5 o'clock p.m.
okay, say if they make it after 5 on the 21st,
It will be considered late.
it will be late.
The
Okay,
system is generated at 5 p.m., the automatic system. They draft and they also process the web payment and it's posted to the account. If it's 501, sorry, too late. You have to make it before 5 p.m. on the due date. The next slide we have disconnection, which disconnection is done the end of each month. If you are disconnected, we do have 24 hours to restore your services. So that's why it's important to make your payments to avoid disconnection.
Your fee for disconnection.
Disconnection, you will receive a non-payment fee of $50, which went up to 50 from $45 to $50. When we do disconnect and we do go to the location, we do flag the door with a blue, letting us know that we can't leave your water on. And I will let Jared explain on why we have to do this. Jared.
Good evening.
Good evening.
A lot of times we are not able to leave the water on because a customer left something on running or they possibly have a leak or something. And so we flag the door and we'll turn the water back off and flag the door and let them know that we couldn't leave it on. We'll put the date and the time that we were there.
And going forward, we will be doing this right here. We were doing it, but we will be strongly enforcing that. Let the customer know that we were there. Okay? Tampering. If you are disconnected and your water is cut back on, my system sends an alert letting me know that the water is cut back on, and you will be charged a $250 tampering fee. With that, we also have the tampering fee notice letting you know that you cannot tamper with the water meter. 60 days past due. 60 days past due. If any kind of 60 days past due, I will flag the door letting you know that you're 60 days past due. Meter will be scheduled. You have 24 hours to contact the water department to make a payment. If not, your meter will be pulled and you will have to pay to reinstall that meter. And I also put a green notice on the door for non-payment,
What's the fee for reinstalling?
$150.
$150.
The next one is protecting your water meter. I'm going to let Jared explain protecting your water meter. Jared.
A lot of times we run into problems with customers running over their meters. And some areas are more frequent than others. But we ask that you protect the meters so that we won't run into any problems with replacing meters because, you know, at this time we're in a crunch for funds and it costs to replace those meters. So we ask that you protect your meters.
And going forward, if we do have to come to a location and meter's damaged, we will replace it one time, but the second time you will be charged. And any time after you will be charged. Next slide. Ending service. We do have a lot of customers where they leave a location and they don't come to the water department to sign to get their water disconnected. It's important that you do that because if not, someone else can move in and be running that water bill into your name. So we ask that everyone, if you're going to move, please come and get your servers disconnected so that you can stop being billed. This will save us because if you don't, it will cause you to run into set off, and at the end of the year, we can take your taxes. So please come and disconnect your service because we don't know that you move. Next slide is past due notice. I do send out a past due notice around the 13th and 14th to remind you that the 21st is approaching, that you need to come down to the water department and make a payment to avoid that any penalties, non-payment fee, and up to disconnection. Those are sent out, like I said, the 13th to 14th of each month. It's a blue letter that comes in the mail, so just look out. If you do receive it, please contact the water department. We do have different assistance that we have. We have the Kwanzaa program. Like I said, it's on your bill. It rounds your coins to the nearest dollar. You can use this once a year. You can use up to $300. You will have to come in with an ID. your social security card, and some forms to complete to apply for Coins to Care. One-time non-payment fee. If you do receive a non-payment fee, I'll give you one courtesy waive one time per year. Flexible payment plans, LEAP. If you do get your bill in the mail and it's high, please contact the water department. Because what I do is I stop the late charges so you won't accumulate any late charges on top of the LEAP. I'll put you on a payment plan and continue not charging the late charge until you back on track with your payments account. Leak adjustment. We did have a policy where we did leak adjustment once a year, but we are working on doing it twice a year. And that is all we have.
Can you go, I'm sorry, can you go, 1 second, I'm sorry. Can you go back and explain the breakdown on your bill? The stormwater fee, all the different fees that were on there.
The stormwater fee, that's for inside city limit. We have different charges for stormwater fee. We have a single home, $2, and the multi, which is $4. Businesses, some are $44 and some is $18. Like I say, the Coins of Care program, it rounds to the near dollar. The administrator's fee is how we process the bills. If you have your sewer and you have your water, anytime, I know a lot of customers say that their sewer bill went up. If you experience a leak, it will make your sewer go up. So if you do see that your sewer went up, you probably experiencing a leak. And what we do is we investigate and see what's going on by, Jared can get in details.
Your sewer rates are higher than the water rates. So that's why a lot of times you're gonna see a difference in your sewer bill. Most inside city limits, sewer rates are $27.10 for inside city limits, and it's $7.31 per thousand after that. So and outside city limits is $38.99, and it's $8.48 per thousand after that. So you're gonna see a difference in your sewer rates because they're normally higher anyway.
And we do have a system where it can tell you when the leak took place, what date, the time. We do print that out for the customers if they want to view it. And we try to make sure that when a customer has a leak, we make sure that it's not on the city. We make sure that our meter is intact and everything is running fine on our end. We have this thing called a test that we do with the customer. We tell them to flush their toilets and see how long it runs. And we also walk them around the yard or anything to try to see what's going on.
I see garbage did increase.
Garbage did increase. Garbage roll cart was $20. It will increase by $2. Any additional, what was 12, now 14. Your tap fee has went up to 50. Return check was 45, now went up to $50. And non-payment fee, like I said, was 45, went up to $50. That's all I have.
Okay.
Question?
One of the biggest question I'm hearing is there any way to determine how much the city residents' water bills are gonna go up? And how much and the outside city limits bills are gonna go up? Is there any way to determine that, or is it based on how much?
It's going to be based on how much water. We got that facility fee, which is inside, is going to be $12.49. After that, you will be charged $3.75 per 1,000 gallons.
Do we
Correct,
have
Bernie?
Okay. Do we have any?
I just wanted to make sure. Yes,
That's
and then
inside.
that's inside. Per thousand gallon.
So say if you use,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna take that seven, you're gonna divide that by 1,000. Then you go, you, if you use, say if you use 2,500 gallons.
Right,
You're gonna divide that by 1,000,
okay.
and that's gonna give you 2.5. Then you're gonna time that times 375.
And then you have that facility fee, which is $12.49. Now, your outside is going to be $23.99. Any per gallons, thousands, is going to be $6.39.
Per 1,000 gallons.
Per thousand gallon, I'm sorry. Per thousand gallon is going to be $6.39. Commercial is going to be $30.99 and $6.36 each 1,000 gallons thereafter.
So we roughly can't say whether it's gonna be like $28 for the inside city limits or $30-some for outside city limits.
But-
There's no way to round it off like that.
My calculation, it looks like it's going to run inside is going to be $31.
For the inside city limits?
Yes.
How much for outside city limits?
Outside, it looking like it's going to be $19. The reason why inside is more, because you have stormwater fee. Outside don't have stormwater fee. You have sanitation. And outside don't have sanitation. Yes.
That's one of the biggest questions here is what's
They want to know what to expect, pretty much.
right.
Want to know how their bill is gonna, look.
Yes, because basically,
look.
Especially
minimum,
fixed income, they
Right.
gotta adjust.
They want to be able to prepare. And
'Cause-
this is the reason, this is the reason why we're having this meeting, but so they can prepare for, when the bill comes out.
because,
And you can have them call us, and we can look it up, and I can do
A calculation on the bill.
and kind of give them a roundabout idea.
because a minimum water bill in city was $68. It looks like it's gonna go up to almost 100.
From 68 to 100 on a minimum bill,
Yes, sir.
it's more than $20-some, though.
No, 30 something in,
She said her
20 something was
calculation
out,
30.
Okay.
yes.
Now, November bill, which is gonna reflect half of October with this change, is gonna look different than December bill. So be mindful of that too. We know it's around the holidays, but that's, like I said, that's why we're having this meeting, so you can prepare yourself. And like I said, we can do a roundabout calculation. They can call. We don't wanna, say that we can give an exact amount, because we don't wanna, be accountable for that, but we can give a roundabout, so you can prepare yourself for November and December bill and thereafter.
And I will be processing bill. I process bill every last day of the month, which is going to be Friday, the 31st. And I'm asking for everyone to provide the water department with their email address, because you will get that bill the day I process it. And then you can, if you see any errors or questions, you can contact me as soon as possible. Yes.
Any other questions right now? I would like to recognize that we do have another council member that showed up, and that's Mayor Pro Tem Cooper. Thank you for coming. Next on our agenda, we have How Your Money Works for You, from payment to projects, maintaining the safe and reliable water system. Ms. Nicole Werner and Mr. Ricky Sims.
I'm gonna go ahead and get mine out the way. Mr. Reed. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Just from a finance perspective, the most important thing I wanted to communicate is that this rate structure is just a piece of the ingredient to the whole cake we're making. I'm gonna say we're gonna bake a cake. So the rate structure is just a ingredient to that, which just allows us to create a small cushion to be able to maintain and enhance our current water system. We will need to make incremental increases on a regular basis in the near future based off of the water analysis information that Mr. Brandon Abernathy has provided us. But we want you to understand that what we're doing is your piece of the pie in helping the city pay the actual cost of what the water it takes to service that water for you. So from the finance department's perspective, it's just our job to collect those funds to help to make sure that we have things in place to improve and enhance our quality of life in the city when it comes down to our water system. So that's all.
Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Brandon Abernathy for being here tonight. South Carolina Rural Water, they actually provide a large service for the Lake City. They provide most of our training, and South Carolina Department of Environmental Services requires us to do a lot of training. Actually have a lot of license. You have to have a lot of license to deal with the drinking water, different levels. They help us train in that, and also the wastewater treatment plant. You have certain levels of license there also. All this is at a cost, and there's cost that after these water bills are paid. We have light bills like at the wastewater treatment plant. In a year, I think we budget a little over $200,000 a year to pay that utility bill. The water bill for the wells and the water treatment system, we pay a little over $100,000 a year, and utility bill there. Chemicals, as somebody's already mentioned, we have chlorine, sulfur dioxide, different types of chemicals that we disinfect in the wastewater treatment plant. And then we have to turn around and use SO2, sulfur dioxide, to dechlorinate before it enters into the river. So we have to clean it up real good before DA passes or anything that we do. And they have some real stringent guidelines that we go by. Everything has got a cost, and it's very expensive. It's very expensive to keep the water system up and going. Everybody says water's free. Well, it might be free, but it costs us to get it to you. So we have water tanks that we're working on now. Just finished the checkerboard water tank. I think we started in 2017 with renovation of all the tanks, and we've got one more to go. That last tank will be on Matthews Road, and I think the cost of it's about $800,000. So it's a very costly system to upkeep and to maintain. And South Carolina Department of Environmental Services always told us that we had some of the best drinking water in the state of South Carolina. And for years, we've been very low at these rates. And at some point in time, it's just like utility bills. We have to go up, we have to keep coming up to keep up with the standards and keep up with the bills that we have to pay. And I assure you there's a lot of expenditures that the public doesn't see that we see every day and have to keep going.
Thank you, Mr. Ricky. Any questions for Ms. Verner or Mr. Ricky? Oh, we do understand that this is very imperative for funding to come in like this, so because we have emergencies all the time. Just recently had a water main break, water line.
2-inch water line break Saturday.
Saturday.
Get a crew out to get it and get it repaired, and there's hardly any cheap repairs anymore. Everything
Right.
is very costly to get repaired.
Right, and when these things happen, we do our best. Sometimes we know that it's an inconvenient at times, especially when you're coming home from work and you're ready just to wash the baby or cook your dinner, and then your water is off. But it could be for a reason. We have to go in and fix these lines. So that's when we do our best to communicate to the community, either by sending a call message or social media, or hopefully we're going to work more on text messaging. because we know people have those phones, to let you know that we had to cut the water off and possibly it can be on in a certain length of time. And the council members, they definitely do a good job in making sure that that information gets circulated around their district and the entire city.
That's why
Miss-
we're asking everyone to fill out. We're gonna have some of these at the water department.
Okay.
So you can fill out, so we can have your updated telephone number, so we can verify.
So we can send you those notifications letting you know when it's outage.
Yes, that's very helpful to have the most current and updated information for you and your household, so we can get this information to you. So, you understand if we had to turn the water off for any reason, so. Is there anything else, Mr. Ricky? That's good, okay. Next, we have our future plans for Lake City's water system and city's growth, upcoming improvements, and long-term goals. They're going to tackle this one together, City Administrator and Mr. Ricky, Public Works,
So let me,
again.
I want to take a point of personal privilege to say that, from my understanding, you all have one of the best public works directors in the state. Can we
Yes,
give
we
him
do.
a round of applause?
Yes, we do.
I
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I'm like, a good public works director. He's a great leader, and it's an honor. I've only been here a week or so, but to work with him, it's been very kind to me, and I appreciate that.
Can I say how long you've been here, Mr. Ricky? Since the year I born, 1979.
Wow. Yes, I was in kindergarten. So we appreciate his service, and we want to support him. The things that of course, I will be seeking, the city will be seeking his wise counsel and leadership through this process. But there's some things that I think we can do, and then I'll turn it over to you, sir. Is that okay? Go ahead.
Couple of things, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I'm gonna go first, and then we're gonna let the man finish off. I'm the opening act. So, and I'm gonna read
He's
another.
used to leading, so.
I know. Well, you got to keep the main act for later. Just let me get them warmed up. Some of the upcoming improvements that I think we should do in the next 12 to 24 months is, and there's some of the stuff me and Mr. Rick has already talked about, but there's some things that I just know that the city needs to do. Conduct a full system assessment and identify our most critical repair needs. The places where aging pipes, and he talked about this, pumps and treatment facilities are most at risk. And I know that stuff is going on right now, you all. This will help to target resources efficiently and avoid costly emergency fixes later. So assessment and priority is important. Financial and operational accountability. We're tightening internal controls, reviewing every contract, tracking performance metrics for our utility operations. And that includes regular public reporting so residents can see where the money is going. We need to do that at a regular intervals. So not just emergency, but do it, schedule it, put it on the calendar. Customer service and communication. We know that these changes are hard. As she said, there's a part of everything's going up. We plan to improve our customer support system, have payment plan options, expand those if needed, and make sure that residents have access to clear, up-to-date information about accounts and service issues. And then we're aggressively pursuing state and federal infrastructure grants. Water quality and resiliency funds so we can leverage outside dollars to reduce the local burden. If there's money out there to support, we need to get it.
Exactly.
We need to figure out how to do it and do it in a systematic way. So I'm going to stop there because there are things we need to be doing over the next 3 to 10 years. But we need to really focus on the things we can do in the next 2 years. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Rick.
You're so kind. I only got maybe a couple more things. We've got one project that is on the table now. It's going to be funded by SRF, and that is the lead service line replacement. We got one section of our system that is put in probably 1917. And that is the area that we're going to be focusing on first. It's about 300 services in that area that we're going to try to get. Probably 90% of our work that when we do repairing and replacing is inside the city limits because of the age of the piping systems that we have. So that's gonna probably kick off maybe January, if not before. They're in the final stages of planning it now. And that's gonna be an ongoing project until we get that completed, because they're gonna be requiring us to do, is it 7% maybe? You know, off the top of your head?
I don't know off the top of my
There's
head.
a certain percentage that we're gonna have to do that after every year after that. And that's gonna start bringing down our operational cost for repairs. So once we get these old lines out of the way, get the new taps in and get new lines to the house, all the way to the, from the meter to the house, we should see in the next several years of cost reduction in, what we're doing for repairs. And, the other project that's gonna be coming on in the near future is the renovation of the water tank, and I think it's SRF funded too, out on Matthews Road, behind the high school. And that tank will actually be renovated. And that tank's been up a pretty good while. I think, LaRue, I think you might have been the mayor when that tank was actually put up. I can't remember the year, but it's been a good while. Not that you're getting old, but.
2005, 2006.
Yeah. So it's gonna be under its first renovation, and looking forward to get that cleaned up and get it looking a lot better out there. There's a lot of traffic out on Highway 378
That sees
that
that.
actually sees that
Yeah.
tank. And hopefully we'll have that back and going, looking good for too long.
It look real nice at the school again too.
Yeah.
I think with the lead replacement, that's a nationwide project that is going on. So it's not just our area, but they started that, I think, maybe 2 years ago, saying that we needed to prepare and work towards that. And we located 300 here in the city of Lake City, 300 locations. When the time gets closer and more that we do, of course, we're going to reach out to not only those persons' locations, but we're going to let the entire city know and probably have a community forum so everybody will know what to prepare for, how this may affect the ones that are being changed out and the ones that are surrounding areas too. So these community forums and meetings are just not meetings. They're to inform you and to hear and to listen. And to make sure that we're preparing our citizens for what's coming up next. So we have a lot of different projects that's for the forefront, but we want to make sure that we are preparing ourselves to be able to sustain the growth that we want to have and see in the city of Lake City. And all of this takes a part. Next we're opening the floor for any questions and community discussion.
Quick question for Ricky. Ricky, where are those 300 services? What area where the old lines are?
The original part of the system was put in, you're gonna see Church Street, 9th Street, Williamsburg Avenue, Singletary Avenue,
Okay.
Rogers Avenue, and Carolina Avenue.
Okay.
Okay, I know each year, well, I know this year, the water department or water and sewer usually put in $1 million to help offset general funds, okay? So we're gonna use the water rates as revenue this year to increase general funds. That's what we plan on doing, to offset and get us some money in general funds, okay? But if we gonna do that, are we gonna give any money back to water and sewer to help them offset capital fundings? Or, like you said, if we have a water breakdown or main breakdown, are we gonna give them back any of the money?
That's what we're gonna be building towards, yes.
We gonna give them something back? We gonna set some money aside to give back?
Yes, we're gonna be planning strategically. I believe we actually mentioned that briefly in our meeting this morning.
You don't know how much it is in the budget. I think there was a set aside.
There's nothing set aside for that anybody.
It wasn't set aside in the budget.
For capital, no.
Yeah, I believe that's the goal, and that was the way the system, that's the intent, was that it's an enterprise fund itself, but it's not there now. And
For
that's
us
it.
to be able to do it now. So yes, that is the,
Right, so the process, we have to go through that process. I mean, you have to invest back in your system.
Yeah,
You
that's-
just have to.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know, but it wasn't in the budget for this year.
Right,
So
right.
we're gonna plan on for the next year's budget?
Yeah, I mean, that is the question. How do you do that? And you have to do that,
Yeah.
whether it's small, but that's the work ahead, is making sure that the system is self-sustaining and that it's paying, that people are paying, and that's what this whole process hopefully is about, is getting us there and being intentional about doing that.
And just to let you know, like I said, we'll be putting out information, for the next budget or fiscal year budget. We'll start having meetings probably around February or March of next year, because that's gonna come real quick.
Well, by
So-
next year, budget, it should be enough money generated that we wouldn't have to keep doing that. Am I right?
We just-
Well,
have to see.
whenever we come to that point and be able to see the numbers more better, then we'll be able to explain or answer more better then. But so you can prepare and know around that time, that's when we'll start looking at our next budget.
And I do want to add, and you can help me.
Yes, sir.
When you say, the goal is for it to be an enterprise fund.
That is correct.
So we build towards that goal
Yes,
and
sir.
communicate how far away we are from that goal.
Yes,
And-
sir.
Okay.
That's the main goal, is to have each of them as an enterprise fund funding their operations. Yes, sir.
So that would be part of the budget process.
Okay. Any other questions from the community? Okay. We have closing remarks or any our next steps that we would like to talk about. City administrator, and then any council members here, and then myself, and we'll close out.
I just want to say thank you for welcoming me to this community. I told the staff, I don't think nobody's going to work harder than I work. That's a challenge. I work hard. You think you're going to work hard as me? You can try. But this is a beautiful community, has a lot to offer, and I'm just glad to be a part and serve, and look forward to the road ahead. Thank you very much.
Okay. Councilwoman Askins?
I'd just like to thank everybody for putting on this meeting to share the information, and we're looking forward to what Mr. Whitaker's going to do for us. And I know it's going to be great things, and thank you to everyone for coming.
Okay. Mayor Pro Tem?
Thanks everyone again for coming out. This is what it's about, being transparent with the community, informing the community of what's going on. I would say to continue that. My whole thing is we got to change the narrative of Lake City. Right now it doesn't look so good, but with our help and with new leadership, we are destined for greatness. So I just ask that you guys continue to do great things. And we're gonna, what you said again, City Administrator, the lake will rise again. The lake will rise again.
In Lake City, the lake will rise again. Well, I appreciate everybody for coming out tonight, even if you couldn't make it or viewing on social media or YouTube. I appreciate your attendance and being attentive to wanting to know how these changes are going to impact you, because it's important. I do want everyone to understand that we are working diligently not to put any type of burden on anyone, but we know that this can definitely impact your household. It's going to impact mine. I gotta be proactive and know how I'm going to prepare for the change as well. But a lot of things, change is necessary. Change is necessary for growth, and we have to go through these growing pains, per se, to make sure that we are going to see growth in our city, but then we'll be able to sustain it and maintain it. And I'm telling you, we have a great staff here. This staff is amazing, and y'all heard it for yourselves. We have one of the top person in, he's shaking his head because he know I'm talking about him. But we're all a great staff here in the city of Lake City. I appreciate Mr. Allen, sorry, not Allen, but sorry. I know another Abernathy, Brandon, for coming out here tonight, for just sharing your insights and being there for our municipality and all the municipalities. When I first met him, I saw how very passionate he is about making sure that the municipalities are getting what they need to sustain growth. Thanks for our new city administrator. I'm gonna start saying new after a while. City administrator, Mr. Malik Whitaker, for just coming in and just rolling with it. He's already shown his passion. He's already shown the work that he wants to see for the city of Lake City. So I definitely appreciate that, and the city council members for what you put in. This is a teamwork, and it's going to take everyone. It's going to take everyone to come together to make sure that we are doing what we need to do to see the city of Lake City grow and to be transparent and to be accountable and to just the perseverance of Lake City growing. So I appreciate everybody for coming out tonight, even news media, thank you for coming out tonight. We'll have more and more meetings like this, either as a whole or district meetings. However, we want to keep everyone informed about what's going on in the city of Lake City. We know it's been some very trying times, but we want people to understand that we are working diligently and working hard to make sure that we're serving you the right way. We're serving you the right way. So I just hope that you trust in us to do the work that needs to be done, and let's continue to see Lake City grow. We all love this city, and we can see what we put in it. I told them earlier before we start, even if one person come here tonight, we were going to still continue with this meeting, just one person, because we still have a duty to do, and we're going to do that. So thanks, everyone. I hope everyone have a good evening. Be safe out there in this changing weather.